What if we could just scrap our entire education system and start over from scratch? Today we're diving into a pretty radical new model that aims to do exactly that, and it's all powered by one piece of technology that's changing everything.
First, I want you to just look at this number. That's $1 trillion. With a T, that's how much is spent every single year on K-12 education just in the United States.
Which, leads to a pretty big question. If we're investing $1 trillion, why are academic results for so many students actually going backwards? Let's get into why that's happening.
To really find the answer, we have to start by diagnosing the core problem with the way we do things now. It's a fundamental flaw you could call the problem of passing through.
Okay, get ready for this because it's pretty shocking. We all assume that an A student has mastered the material, right? Well, they could be up to 3 years behind. And a B student? It's even crazier. They could be as much as 7 years behind grade level. Yeah, a 7th grader with a B might be missing concepts they were supposed to learn back in kindergarten.
So, what's the culprit? It's our time-based system. We've made education all about seat time, not about actual understanding. At the end of the school year, you just move on to the next grade, whether you truly got the material or not.
So what's the alternative? Well, it's a huge shift in thinking. It's called the mastery mindset, and it's all about building that strong foundation right from the very beginning.
And this visual really says it all, doesn't it? Instead of just trying to cover a certain amount of material in a set time, a mastery-based system makes sure you actually understand a concept before you're allowed to move on. This stops those dangerous gaps in knowledge from ever forming in the first place. This is such a great way to put it. I mean, in sports, this is just common sense. If a basketball player can't dribble, the coach doesn't start teaching them fancy dunks. No way. They work on the fundamentals. Turns out, education should work the exact same way.
Just think about it like a ladder. Knowledge is built on top of itself. You can't possibly succeed in chemistry if you never really mastered algebra. You can't do algebra if you don't get fractions, and you can't understand fractions if you don't know your multiplication tables. A single missing step at the bottom makes the whole structure fall apart.
Now here's the thing. This idea of mastery-based learning isn't new. It's been around for about 40 years. So why is it suddenly becoming a real possibility now? The answer is all about one revolutionary tool.
And this is the perfect analogy. AI isn't here to replace teachers. It's the instrument, like a microscope, that finally lets us see what's going on with every single student and apply the science of learning with incredible precision and at a massive scale.
So, an AI tutor can figure out exactly where a student is struggling, even if the problem started years ago, and then give them personalized lessons to fill those gaps. The whole idea is to keep them in that perfect learning zone, where it's challenging but not so hard they give up. When that happens, learning can be up to 10 times faster.
And the potential here is absolutely staggering. The belief is that with this model, 95% of students could perform at a level that we currently think is only for the top 10%. I mean, that just fundamentally redefines what we think is possible.
But look, even if you have the perfect tool, there's still a really important piece missing. You can give a student all the knowledge in the world, but how do you actually make them want to learn? It all comes down to the human factor, motivation.
So here's a key insight. Just telling a kid, hey, you can learn this twice as fast, that doesn't really motivate them. There's actually a much, much more powerful incentive.
And this is it. The real unlock is telling a student they can master their entire academic workload in just 2 hours. See, the ultimate reward isn't learning faster. It's getting their time back to go do the things they actually care about.
This is how you make that connection. You start with an external reward, like getting free time or even a cash bonus. That's the kindling that helps a student get over that mental hump. Once they prove to themselves that they can succeed, this incredible fire of internal motivation just takes off.
So if academics only take 2 hours, what happens with the rest of the school day? And what's the role for teachers in all this? Let's see what the school of tomorrow could actually look like.
This model doesn't get rid of teachers. It elevates them. It gives them a massive upgrade. By letting AI handle the lectures and the direct instruction, teachers are finally free to become what they've always wanted to be, mentors and coaches who are focused on unlocking a student's full potential.
The whole school day gets a makeover. After a couple hours of really efficient, personalized learning on the AI, the rest of the day is for hands-on, real-world stuff that builds critical life skills. Things like teamwork, resilience, financial literacy, all the stuff the old system never had time for. Imagine launching a food truck, training for a 5K, or learning public speaking.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought. In a system like this, where every student gets the perfect tools and the time they need to succeed, maybe how smart you are isn't about some innate ability you're born with. Maybe it's just a choice.